Man. Today we're going to be talking to 2026 defensive back Caleb Roberson from Mays. Man, they got a lot of talent on their roster, so we're going to talk to him about what he's been working on this season, this offseason. We basically here, man. Football is here for us high school. It kicks off this week. Mays is a really exciting team, 8-5 last year, made to the quarterfinals. So we got a lot to talk about with Caleb, but we're going to go ahead and bring him on and get right into it. What's going on, Caleb?
What's up?
Not much, man. I'm excited to talk to you, man. Appreciate you taking the time today, man. So, I'm gonna start, man, with your youth career, man. So just tell me like a memory you have, man, that you'll always cherish that you just enjoy when playing the sport, man.
Um, a memory I have that I cherish from playing the sport was going to the championship in 10U. It was for my rec ball team, Adamsville Vikings. It was me and most of my friends go to Mays. They play with me too. That's one of my favorite memories.
Nice, nice. So y'all got that connection back then, and what just stood out to you about just going to that championship game? I mean, I used to play too, man. It's not like putting the strength strap on and you playing for a championship.
But it felt like the competition was different because getting to the championship, we had to work. We had to work hard and practice, go plays, go schemes on defense. Because back then I used to play receiver for 10 years, and
Wow.
I played a little bit of DB
Okay.
on 10 years.
Okay,
Yeah, a little
got you.
bit.
So let me have you expound on that. So tell me some of the differences, right? Because back when you're in youth, you play like multiple positions. You play on both sides of the ball. So, in your opinion, what's the differences between playing a receiver and then playing DB?
The difference is receiver, you have to make a lot of moves. Like you gotta release routes, all the routes you gotta run, and then like the speed and how you use it. And then at DB, it's like you're covering the receiver, so you gotta have your hips. Your hips gotta be mobile. You know how to turn, open up, when to open up. You got zones and all that, and yeah,
Got you. So, in your eyes, man, what do you think is the most important part? Like, if you're going to be a complete defensive back, that you have to have a part of your game or your repertoire just to be, successful to kind of be that elite corner.
piece of game that I want to have is just staying mobile, having my hips, like being able to open up quicker and read my zones better than what I do now.
Got you. And then one more question on DB. Now, are you more of a press corner where you like to get up kind of in the receiver, kind of jam them at the line? I know obviously there's different coverages you have to do in high school, cover three, cover four. Or do you more like to kind of give the receiver space and just kind of play on the ball? What's kind of your favorite thing?
My favorite thing, I like pressing, but when we have to do zone, I do well in zone. I just got to work on, for me personally, I have to work on my timing on the open, because sometimes I open up early or I open up late. Then they'll get like a little bit of space. I'll catch up, because I have catch up speed, but sometimes that won't happen, depending on the person.
Okay, got you. And then I saw too, man, that you run a little bit of track, man. So just in your eyes, I've seen like that is a big thing athletes say that really helped them on the football field. Just in your opinion, how do you think track kind of translate onto the gridiron for you?
Track translated to the field for me, it was me using my speed to get where I had to go on the football field. So say I'm at outside linebacker, strong safety. I have to use my speed to get to my zone or open up my hips, get to my zone, and just play football.
Got you. Okay, and then tell me, man, going into your sophomore season, man, big year for you coming up. Just what are you most excited about? What are some things you just got on that bucket list you want to accomplish this upcoming season for Mays and for yourself?
This upcoming season for Mays, on accomplish at least going to the championship or state for all my friends because some of them are seniors and most of them be leaving to go to college or pursue their careers that they want to pursue. One thing I want to achieve is go to the state with my friends at Mays and go for myself will be to just get better and work on stuff I have to work on at DB and strong safety.
Got you. And kind of walk me through, man, what's the relationship you have with Coach Slayton? and some of your defensive back coaches and your defensive coordinator. Kind of walk me through how it is at the Benny's program that we sometimes we don't get to see, but just how close a relationship that is with some of your coaches.
My close relationship would be with Coach Todd and Coach
Todd.
Toomer. Coach Todd was the one that he was my position coach, and he still is. For they call it dog, but it's like strong safety and nickel. They're outside linebacker. He would when I first came over there, they told me I got to work on my hips. From the hips, I get more mobile on opening up and turning. So he helped me work on that. He also helped me work on my zone, knowing the coverages, knowing the plays. He helped me learn the plays, sent me the playbook, and he sent, yeah, that's really it.
Okay, got you. And then, so this summer we'll go to this summer now. It's a busy one for you. I've seen at a couple of different events. So first we'll talk about the Fellowship Christian of Athletes. You West Georgia camp. Just what's it about the camp? What did you enjoy most about being there? Kind of with your teammates. And then what were some things you just kind of learned from last year you could apply to this year?
Some things that I liked about the Fellowship Christian Athlete Camp was how me and my teammates, we got close with each other. We built the bond. Like, at first, we had to learn how to communicate, talk to each other, because most of the time, our teammates, they wouldn't communicate, they wouldn't talk to each other, they wouldn't lift each other up. But after the camp, everybody was talking to each other more, they was communicating, we was getting to know each other more as friends and as teammates. We were getting to know each other, and everything. What was the question again? The other question after
Yeah,
the
yeah. I was just saying, what were some things you can just kind of take from last year and you playing that you want to kind of apply this year that you want to just hone in on and kind of get it where you wanted to be at as far as defensive back and safety.
some things I want to take in from last year. Because last year, I I didn't know I wanted to play football last year, so I had to take that mindset out and put a new one in. So like this year, I know I want to play football. I know I want to get on the field, make plays, get better at DB. So one thing I got to work on is just my mindset and staying humble, being myself.
Got you. 100%. So if you don't mind sharing, just what I know sometimes, like, especially me playing the sport, like, you'll kind of go through that mentality, kind of just like, I'm not sure I want to do this. And it sounded like you was doing a little bit of that. So just what kind of made it home for you? Like, hey, this is what I want to do. Like, what kind of change you was like, man, let me buy in. Let me give 100% effort. And let me be humble. Let me get to where I want to be. So what was that kind of mindset shift for you?
The thing that changed my mindset was my coach. My coach we were having a talk. He had told me, if this is something you want to do, you gotta be all in. You can't just because it's not going your way, don't try to quit or try to go out of it. You gotta work through it and persevere to get better.
No,
That's
100%. Okay, got you. So you also got invited to a big camp. I seen you at two MVP camps for Rusty Manziel. I mean, that's big. Obviously he's on 0-3. So let's talk about that camp. What did you enjoy most? I seen you getting some hip work in. I seen you got made some plays on the ball. You looked real good out there. You're good, about 6'1", 6'2". You're a nice long athlete. So what did you enjoy most about that camp? And what were some things your just biggest takeaways from that? Just kind of improving and honing your craft.
well, something that I like about those two camps was just how they coached us up to get ready for the one-on-one. They took us through drills. Then we worked on them with each other, and then we went to the one-on-one. With the one-on-one, I got to work on my hand-eye coordination. So like getting my hands on them and reading their hips, seeing where they're going. And
Uh,
my favorite thing about wait, I ain't,
Yeah, I can repeat it. Yeah. So, yeah, what was so you talked about the camp. So I was saying, what was your favorite thing? Just like kind of this memory from going. I mean, you're going to get some of the top players, in the class in 26 and 27, 25, like, and then being able to potentially play in the Georgia League Classic and put your talent on display even more and get more exposure. So, just what was your favorite, thing from being able to compete against high competition?
my favorite thing for being able to compete with high competition was just how they played. It was different from how other people played because they knew what they was doing. they knew their assignment, they knew their job, they knew what to do. And I just had to learn and improve and perfect my technique to get better and do what I need to do.
Got you. So I want to move now to, and obviously it could still just be beginning for you, but just how has your recruiting just been so far? Have you had any colleges reach out to you? I know it's still early in the process. You're only a sophomore, going in sophomore season, so you still got 3 years ahead of you. But just how has that been so far? Any coaches have reached out like, hey, we like your talent and what you put on tape. Just how's the recruiting been so far?
Recruiting been all right. It's been straight. I got one mail letter from it was University of West Florida. They had wanted me to come to a camp and showcase my talent there this summer.
Okay. Did you end up going?
I don't think I was able to go because I think I had something going on that day. But if I wanted to go, I would have.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you. So obviously you get a little bit of interest now. Stuff is coming in. So, um, I guess this biggest thing, man, we'll go back to your team, right? Just, what is your favorite thing about just being a Mage Raider, right? Obviously, it's a different program headlined by Coach Slayton, but you guys are competitive, right? You guys went deep in the
Yeah.
playoffs last year. You lost in overtime at Georgetown, but in a competitive game, and they're year in year out, they're a staple team in 5A. So, just what do you enjoy most about being a Mage Raider? Kind of walk me through what that culture is there at the program.
The thing I enjoy most about the team is just how it treats inside the building and outside the building. Inside the building, we go to breakfast as a team. We wear uniforms. We look good. We get compliments from the teachers. We got to stay on top of all of our work because if we get in trouble or do anything like that, the whole team gets punished. So we got to stay on top of our stuff. And my favorite thing about being a Raider is just being able to go to the go to practice after school, and just work with each other and build a better bond with my teammates and my coaches.
100%. And then tell me, Caleb, as always, like as a kid, you just you grow up, you watching college football, so it's kind of a two-part question. So just tell me, is anybody on the college football level or on the professional level you kind of just model your game after, or somebody you just enjoy watching for technique or to add different components of their game to your game? And then is there a dream school out there that you like, man? If this school called me or sent me some mail, like I'm going. This is like my favorite school. I would love to be here.
Well, some players enjoy watching. I enjoy watching Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay. Darius Slay, I look at his technique because like he has good hand-eye coordination, and I like the way he plays. And Ramsey, I like how Ramsey gets his zone, just how he plays all around. And my dream school that I want to go to would be it would be Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Georgia, or
Wow.
yeah, it's just those three. Those three. Those are my
Those three. Okay. So
Georgia
so
State,
I got
Tech,
yeah,
Georgia.
UGA. So you would want to stay home then. Okay. So what appeals to you just about those schools? Obviously we know UGA got the two championships. State is an upcoming kind of program in the Sun Belt. We've seen them be competitive and win games, upset Tennessee a couple years ago. And Tech is kind of on the rise now too. So what's just your favorite thing about those programs just overall?
My favorite thing about those programs are just how they treat their players and how they practice. Cause D1, Division One is like a different level of like work and just how they do everything.
No, 100%. Okay, so let's take it here, Kayla. Let's ask some fun questions. So one, give me some what so what in your eyes is hot right now as far as just music? And who was kind of your favorite artist? If it's pregame, who are you listening to get you in the mood, kind of get you going, fired up? I know a lot of people I've talked to have said Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill, but it might be different for you. So tell me, give me pregame tunes you like to listen to get fired up.
Pre-game tune, me and my team like listen to is probably "Get Back" by YTB Fat. That's like one of their favorite songs to listen to for a game. Or our favorite
Okay.
song.
Okay, why him? What's about that song? You got to give me the ends on it, man.
They say in the song, he say He said they get back a motherfucker. So when he's saying that, he's saying like, cause it's just like, say we lost to a team or we beat them bad and they want to get back. We saying it's like sending a message.
Ah, okay. I get it. Like we're gonna get our get back.
Yeah,
Okay, 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 okay. And then tell me some other just personal stuff. Like, are you a big fan of like Madden?
yeah. I play a little bit Madden.
You play a little bit, and then if me and you were playing each other, like who's the team you using? Like, hey, I'm gonna use them. You gonna get beat down. Like, what's like your favorite team, or just your favorite NFL team in general as well?
First team I use probably the Eagles or the Dolphins.
Okay, why them?
Cause the Eagles got Jalen Hurts. I really just use Eagles for Jalen Hurts. I like
Okay,
his quarterback skill. And then the Dolphins, I use them for Tua. They got Waddle,
Reed.
Ramsey, and they got Tyreek. Now that you
Okay,
know play.
okay, okay. Gosh, okay. Those ain't bad teams. Okay, so let's throw it back to that. Let's ask. Okay, so I feel like there's always a player, even at a young age, you watch because you get into football, whether it's college or it's NFL, and he just make you fall in love with the game. Like, hey, I want to play football. And I feel like for me, like as you can see in my background, I was Chad Johnson. I was young. He was kind of the staple player for the Bengals, so that's what made me fall in love with it. But for you, I throw it to you, Caleb. Who made you like fall in love with the game? Like, hey man, I want to emulate him on the field. This guy kind of made me fall in love with the sport.
One guy that made me fall in love with sports probably Odell Beckham. Because when I was younger,
Wow.
I used to watch a bunch of Odell clips, film. Because back then, when I was like in fourth, fifth grade, the one hand was like, if you could do that, you was good. That was one thing that inspired me. Just be able to play football. I just want to do that.
Wow. And you know what's crazy, Caleb? I hear that from a lot of your generation, especially young like that, your age, just like they're like, oh Dale, man, he's just how he's a playmaker, that one handed catch, like they just remember that moment and he one of their favorite players. Like I talked to another guy who was like, man, if I could meet him in person, like that would just be next level.
Sir.
Got you, got you. So we found out some of your schools, what you've been working on this season. So I guess, man. What's something you like to do after the game, man? Like, what's one thing you like to go? Kind of like obviously you got school. Sometimes you like to de-stress, right? Maybe it's gaming. What's something you like to do to kind of just de-stress, kind of recalibrate your mind, and kind of like get refocused for kind of going out there on war and on the football field.
Something I do after games, after practice would be I'll do deep stretching. Like after practice, I'll stretch. Then after I stretch, I'll work on a couple of things I have to work on. Like I have to work on my plays or turn my hip. I'll work on that after practice or after the game, and then see how I translate onto the field.
Okay, okay. And okay, so to expound that, let's talk about what's your favorite post-game meal you like to eat, man, after, right? Now, I get a bunch of different responses to this, right? I get guys that say I like to go to Wendy's, I get a double cheeseburger, the biggie bag, or the 4 for 4, strawberry lemonade. But what's that go-to meal like? You like, man, we got a dub. I gotta have it, man. This gonna set it right.
It will probably be chicken Alfredo for the post game
Chicken
meal.
Alfredo. Okay, wild Alfredo.
It's like the way it tastes. Like yeah, it's the way it tastes.
The way it tastes. Okay, it's real good. And what's that drink you got to go with it? Is it water or is it like a special kind of drink?
The drink would probably be before a game. It'll probably be blue Gatorade. Blue Gatorade would be it
Gatorade.
before a
Okay.
game.
Okay. Can't go wrong with that. Okay. And then let's talk about team. Let's talk about something fun. So if you had to say on your team, it could be you included, but who you think got the most drip on the team? Like they come to school, what I'm saying they dripped out, or even on the football field, they just got that swagger about them. They got the cleats looking good. They got the sleeves. Like who's that kind of most swagged out guy on the team? You think?
It'll probably be either Q or Taquay. Them two.
Them two, and then what kind of things they like to usually like their go to? They like Jordans, they like Nikes. You know what I'm saying? What kind of like brands they like to wear?
Probably Jordan, Nike. There were some designer shoes. I don't know the name of them, but they were some designer too.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. And then let me see where I can go. So for you, right? So we talked about the DB. We'll revisit that again. So tell me, for you, Caleb, do you like coming up? So sometimes I feel like you got corners that like to do different things, right? You talked about liking the press, but some corners like the ball skills. They like when the ball's in the air, going to go attack the ball, and things like that. Or do you like to come down and make the hit, against a running back or a receiver and just come down and lay that big hit? Every corner is different. But for you, if you had to say what's kind of your favorite thing out of those two, ball, kind of playing the ball or kind of coming down making a stick, or both?
I like coming down and making the hit. Just 'cause love feeling contact, like making a tackle. Makes you feel good.
Okay, okay. So you're a physical hitter then. Okay. And to you, man, how important do you think is the weight room and how much it helps you kind of just to bring that physicality to the football field, coming down and what I'm saying, making that big hit or even forcing fumbles and kind of creating chaos and being disruptive. How important is that weight room added element to that?
Weight room is very important. It adds a bunch of elements. It gets you stronger and it gets your muscles like prepared or calibrated to just take the hit or even make the hit. It just gets them prepared, gets warmed up and ready, and it gets stronger and bigger.
100%. Okay, so let's ask about your routine, right? Every player got a routine, even outside of football, that you're doing honing your craft in your game. You talked about coverage, you talked about zone, but you tell me personally, what do you do to like work on your game, just far as you know, um, you know, outside of football, right? Are you doing like what's your like you got a push-up regimen? Are you doing a lot of sit-ups? Are you running 20, 30 minutes a day? Like what's kind of your regimen outside of football so you in shape when the season comes and things like that?
My regimen outside of football, normally I just do a bunch of workouts. Like say it's nothing to do, I just do a bunch of workouts on my mat. Just do push-ups, sit-ups, crunches. Probably do just a bunch of ab work, core, chest work.
Okay, getting bigger in the chest. Okay, got you. So let's talk about the season, man. Y'all got a big game coming up, right? It's gonna be Saturday at 6 p.m. Gonna be, I think, a marquee matchup. Got you guys 8-5 last season, real good team. Y'all going against Douglas, right? They playing that tough region out there in 3A. They got a stud in Jonte Gilbert, who's a heavily touted recruited player. So, what are you most looking forward to, kind of going up against them and kind of measuring to see where Douglas is at and being on that football field?
What I'm looking forward to is just the atmosphere and playing, like getting in the game or just kickoff, getting in kickoff. Fun to run down the field, make the tackle, make the hit. Just it gets you going, gets you excited, and lets you it's just fun, makes you love the game.
Nah, 100%. And then I got a couple more. I'll let you get out of here, Caleb. One, just as far as the scrimmage, did you guys scrimmage anybody? And if you did, kind of how was that for you? Kind of getting, the helmet back on, buckling the chin strap, getting ready to go before this game that counts. And what was your favorite game just about that scrimmage game?
We scrimmaged Alexander, and that was our scrimmage game. But me, I was hurt that game, so I couldn't really play. But one thing I saw was that our offense, we need to work on just communication and our quarterback, getting the ball out, no authority, ring the keys, doing all that. Our defense was straight. We need to work on just communication. We didn't communicate enough that game.
Okay, got you. And then right now, I know you said you was out because of injury. So how are you doing right now from that standpoint, like recovering wise and rehab and stuff like that? And then two, I know you said you're mainly a DB safety now. Will you play a little bit of offense this season, or is it just going to be strictly defense, being DB, kind of being that tone setter on that defensive side of the ball this year?
This year, I'll be playing strictly defense. I don't,
Okay.
I want to try offense, but I'll probably have to wait to do that because I have to work on some things on defense and get my craft better there.
Okay. Okay. And then what about the injury? How are you doing there?
The injury, I had to go to physical therapy, I had to go. Yeah, I had to go to physical therapy. They had to put like it was like this machine, not machine, but they had to put needles in the leg, stimulate the muscle, and then after that, I did that for like 2 months. After that, I had to stretch on my own, and I had to get back from rehab. So working through that, it got my legs stronger, and it got my whole body stronger. So right now, I'm doing well. Doing well.
Okay, and we can expect to see you on Saturday, right?
Reserve.
Okay. And last thing, man, I'll let you guys. I know you're busy. Got to get ready for school. So last thing, Caleb, just what's your goal? I know we talked about winning state title, but personally, I think you hit on it a little bit. But give me like an amount of interceptions you want to have, or amount of forced fumbles or tackles. What's kind of that goal you got? Hey, I want to check this off personally this season. Besides winning kind of state with your team.
Some goals I have for myself are my tackle goal would be at least at least 50 or 60 tackles this season. Interceptions, I want at least three. Forced fumbles, I want like four or five forced fumbles. Or three,
Ooh,
three, four.
ooh, boy, gonna be getting active.
Sure.
All right, Caleb. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I know you gotta get back to it. So just thank you for taking the time today to do the interview, man. We really appreciate it. I'll see you out in person at the Great Atlanta Bash. I'll be there on TV. So thanks, man, for just taking the time, man. Good luck this season. I'll see you in person.
All right, thank you.